Have you tried literally everything to stop your urges? Have you watched every single video on YouTube that starts with the question, have you tried everything to stop your urges? If yes, then I might just have something interesting for you. There is a practice in Buddhism that is not very much talked about, at least on YouTube. I tried to search for it and found a few very small videos about it, this becoming one of them too. But if you happen to stumble upon this video, you found the gold mine. The thing about this practice that I'm going to teach you is that while it is demonstrably effective, if you're under 18 or in any age still developing your sexuality, I believe this can be very dangerous. Look, there are no studies backing this up, no studies on side effects, so proceed with caution. But know that this is really effective. What I'm talking about is meditation on the foulness of the body. Now, to a Western ear, that probably sounds terrible. We're all so sex positive. What do you mean, foul human body? Well, actually, a more accurate translation would be meditation on the unattractiveness of the body, but the foulness or the ugliness, those are words that are used when talking about this sort of meditation. The practice is simply as follows. You sit down, you're calm your mind, go into a meditative state, and then you go through every part of the body in your head, imagining them with your mind's eye. Not just like hands and feet and faces and heads and ears. No, go deeper than that. Think about the kidneys, the spleen, the gut, the heart, the blood and the pus and the urine, the feces, the mucus. Everything that is happening inside of the body. Now, the Buddha's intention was not to make us feel an inherent distaste towards the body. Just rather understand what the body really is. It's a meat sack. That's what it is. There's nothing bad about it, but once we do realize it in its fullest, desire seems to disappear. Perhaps it is sometimes balanced by a little bit of disgust. The point is not to attach ourselves to that feeling of disgust, but rather encourage the sense of dispassion, which is exactly what we're after if we want to live a more free life, free from these nasty urges. Now, I think this is a pretty good regular practice, but realize that if you are in a loving relationship where you do have occasional sex with your partner, be very mindful of how you use this, because it is effective, and since it's effective, if you still want to have sex with your partner, be very mindful of how you use this. Another risk with this practice is that if we do this too much, if we start developing a real distaste, a real disgust for the body, we might start resenting our own corporeal existence. If you start developing a genuine distaste for your own body, please stop doing this. The intention is not to develop a real distaste or a real disgust for the body, but rather to realize that it is what it is. What this practice does is that it teaches you that the the image that you have created in your head about the human body is a fantasy. The things that you see when you open up your browser and search for whatever rhymes with corn, the thing that you are seeing on the screen is a two-dimensional facade of the reality of the situation. You are looking at bodies that contain feces, that fart, that puke, that spit, that are in active state of decay, rotting, dying. Our culture reinforces this facade. We put on good clothes, we make up, we do our hair, we take perfect pictures, we go and Photoshop them, we see billboards of models, and all we see is a fantasy. What this meditation helps you to realize that there is a deeper layer to this thing. What is actually happening when you get an urge is just a bodily sensation that gives you a thought, and in fact, you are the one that is in charge of what to do with that information. This gross machine that gives you these impulses is trying to manipulate whatever you are into doing what you don't want. What you need to do in order to stop your urges is to realize what's really going on. A body, a machine, a oddly unattractive, weird meat sack is causing you to have impulses, thoughts, desires towards other wet meat sacks. It's absurd. And to you who has not thought about all of this ever before, it does sound absurd, and you're like, that's not true. Yes, it is. There are organs, disgusting organs inside of our bodies, organs that are entirely filled with feces. That is the gut, or soon-to-be feces. I don't know my biology. Our fundamental building blocks are made out of the building blocks that we got from dead organic matter. We are made out of dead plants and other animals. Now, when I say that we are meat sacks, that doesn't mean that you can do whatever the fuck you want to a meat sack. The thing is that there's a living sentient being inside of every single one of those meat sacks, which deserves moral consideration. And that's more a reason to not do what you've been trying so hard not to do. Realizing that the beauty that you are actually after when these sexual desires arise is actually much more pure and pristine than any body can offer you. The beauty that we are after is absolutely ineffable, and it is far beyond our bodies. It is deep inside of us, not in a physical form, not in a meat gut form. This beauty is something that cannot be expressed. And yet we are that. It is all around us. It is within everything, but not in the facade that we build on top of it. So next time you get an urge, try this. Better yet, do this way before you get an urge. Sit down, meditate, and see what this does to you. This is slightly different from what I've done before, but I happened to stumble upon this idea, and I found it very interesting, and I thought that somebody out there might benefit from it if I do share it. If you're interested in philosophy, improving your life, religion and mysticism, all that good stuff, join the ride. Join the ride in discovering all the good stuff that life and reality has to offer. All right, thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.